welcome back. It's actually been about an hour since we were live, and we've already received the news. Kyle Tucker is going to the LA Dodgers. We got screwed over on Ohtani, got screwed over on Roki Sasaki, and make that 3 straight seasons where one of our favorite guys that we were linked to goes over to the LA Dodgers to continue the Evil Empire super team. And they're looking for a three-peat. We're going to react to it. I'm already reacting to it. And give our breakdowns and what's next for the Blue Jays right here on this channel. If you like this content, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button. I'm your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog. Yeah, it's a joke, man. Like, it's a joke of a league. It's a joke of a sport. Maybe tomorrow I won't feel that way, but right now I definitely do. Like, it's just, how does this keep happening? Like, how does this keep going on every time? And it's a snowball, right? Because it's like every big free agent that goes there is just more enticing to the other big free agents the next following season. Like, when is this gonna end? Actually, when is enough gonna be enough?
Never. I'm curious to we haven't heard the contract yet. I'm curious to know what the contract's going to be, because I brought this up before. Were they able to beat the 50 million AAV that the Mets were doing, or match it at least? And maybe he preferred the Dodgers. Like, I'm really curious what the contract is. But here, we'll show it to you right now. It's always Jeff Passan, the GOAT, the legend. Breaking: star outfielder Kyle Tucker and the LA Dodgers on agreement on a free agent contract. Sources tell ESPN. And now you have the Dodgers with a lineup of Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, Will Smith. You're just tossing in Kyle Tucker, and I guess with the whole conversations of he's just a low-key guy, doesn't want to be the center of attention. Well, you don't have to on the LA Dodgers, and you can enjoy California, beautiful sunny California, and keep winning World Series rings and not have to be the number one guy. That's essentially what it is right now. It sucks. That's kind of my reactions, is we lost again and again and again and again. And I guess I don't want to change the conversation right away, but now if you're the Blue Jays, you spent your entire offseason, other than getting those pitchers, you spent your entire offseason trying to get this guy and making Bo Bichette feel like plan B. Do you go back to Bo Bichette? Do you pivot to Kyle Tucker? Like, what's I don't
know. Like, we'll talk about that in a second.
In a bit.
Yeah, I get.
But that's where my brain. I
understand. First things first, though. Him going to the Dodgers is absolutely ludicrous, insane mode. Obviously, we got to know what the deal looks like and how much money and everything like that. But it sucks so much because they are on the other side of they're almost geographically speaking the furthest possible team away from us.
Yeah,
I'd have to do the math, but it's pretty damn close. They're so far away, and yet they feel like our biggest, most just ridiculous rival ever, even more so than the Yankees, even more so than the Red Sox right now, because it's like we just had that World Series, which was heartbreaking in its own right. But all of my Jays pain, like the biggest moments of my Jays pain in the last few years,
it's all around the LA Dodgers.
Tied with LA.
It's because, like I said, like Roki, Shohei, and now the World Series, like everything is because of the LA Dodgers. It sucks. And look, that's baseball. If you're building a dynasty, and if you're a Dodger fan, I know there's a bunch of Dodger fans right here, this is awesome. This is a dream come true because you are building a dynasty, a super dynasty. This is the best baseball team. I said this last year. This is the best baseball team ever assembled, and you just add every single offseason the best free agent other than Juan Soto that one offseason. You can continue to add as much as possible. You add the best closer. You add the best outfielder. What's to say next year they don't add the next best guy?
Well, exactly.
They're just going.
They're going to keep doing it because they keep winning. It keeps working. They're making money, even though they're investing absurd sums. And you have to imagine at this point, can you look up what their payroll is with Tucker's contract? It could flirt with $400 million. Like, that's not an exaggeration. It might get to $400 million. Which has never been done before in MLB. $400 million total payroll. And people wonder why there's a massive talk about, or a discourse about why we need a salary cap and why we need that. In fact, it is going to get. It is going to get.
If it's at least $43 million,
Which you have to imagine.
Taxes on top of that, so probably even less than that.
4-year deal from the Dodgers. It has to be $50 million.
It's
right?
a 4-year deal.
If it's not $50 million, that would be.
Or else it'd be like, wow, if I'm the Mets, I just got absolutely killed. You know, it's like you just didn't want to come and play here, which could be also the case. But it's probably a $200 million deal for 4 years. Wow,
4-year deal to LA.
I'm curious what the Jays offered.
They need to come out with that, man. We have to know.
What did you? Because again, we were kind of bringing up. Okay, well, you could kind of match their front-loaded 4-year deal and throw in a player option if you wanted to give them the option to go opt out, test free agency, and give them a guaranteed after kind of like
God. How much that's insane.
Oh my God!
It is. That's
the deal is out.
How do you
$240 million?
How can you afford this?
It includes an opt out after year 2. Wow. So he just wanted the bag. They literally gave him the bag.
$60 million a year. Wow. How can you afford that?
Wow.
$60 million.
$239 million deferred. That's just insane. Well, you keep winning. I know how you afford it. You just keep winning World Series. You keep winning World Series, and you can keep affording it. It's just, you're right. It's a snowball.
It's a snowball effect, man.
Wow, that's insane. That's actually gross. And okay, look, we all wanted Kyle Tucker, and I'm never gonna say I didn't want him, but Kyle Tucker is gonna get paid $60 million per year. That's gross.
And ultimately, this is why having a cap is such a big conversation right now.
Wow.
Because I like Kyle Tucker. He's a really good baseball player. Is he worth $60 million?
Guys,
a year?
Guys, is he $10 million worth less than what Shohei Ohtani is? No. And look, if the Blue Jays signed that type of deal, I would probably be on the other. I would still probably say that's a gross amount of money.
It is gross.
Because Vladdy's getting paid 36 AAV, and people are complaining about that. Kyle Tucker just got 60 AAV. Wow. And that's I get it.
Crazy.
You could look at it this way, hypothetically, if they front loaded that in a longer term deal, okay, maybe it makes sense. But this is, again, it's still in its own right, a 4-year, 240.
And I guess, and at that, now I see it. Now that we see this, I understand why.
I get it.
I get why. We don't know what it is that Toronto offered, and so we're gonna have to, when that comes out, we'll get a better picture as to everything. Should have to Danielle Castro here, $5 donation. I'm really depressed now. Please bring back Bo. We'll get to that conversation. But if you're Kyle Tucker, you just locked in $120 million, assuming
Guaranteed.
that's what it is. $120 million for 2 years. That takes you to age 30, and then you can sign another contract if you want to. Or alternatively, you can stay with the LA Dodgers with what will likely be at least one more ring by then.
It's actually, no, you're right. It does make sense, because think about it this hypothetically. You're only $30 million, assuming it's 120 for the first 2 years. You're only $30 million less than what Pete Alonso got paid, and you're going to be age 30. So you could still go get the Pete Alonso or even more, an Alex Bregman contract. You could still get paid, inflation by then, $200 million more in that time period, and then let's say he opts out at the 120 million mark and you get paid 200 million more. Okay, well, there's your 320 million. There it is. And that almost feels like a layup. I get it. It actually makes sense now.
Also, Aaron Collins in here, shout out to him for the donation. He says, if my math is right, that means Dodgers owe $235 million in luxury tax in 2026. I think that's more than half the teams in league are paying or are spending in payroll. I don't know if your math is right. I'd have to look into that. That does seem like an absurd sum of money. It feels like it's more than what it would be. But at the end of the day, if they're in the highest bracket possible, and they are going to be roughly $200 million over the highest. It is stupid. It is stupid.
It is getting very stupid. Shout out again. I believe that's Elong over there. with the dono saying that makes I can't even read it.
Teoscar, a bench player now. No. Do we smell a trade that brings him back? Isn't that crazy? We were thinking about how much of a luxury it would be over here in Toronto if Nathan Lucas was a bench player, and they might have Teoscar Hernandez riding the pine.
Let's see, actually. What does their roster look like?
Stupid, man.
And they already got him. Fangraph's so good. They already got him in there. Teoscar Hernandez is projected to bat 7th for the LA Dodgers. On their bench, I guess these guys are on the bench. Andy Ibanez, Miguel Rojas, Alex Call. That's a gross lineup going Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, Tucker is 4. Maybe they switch that around because Betts has kind of had a bad year. Maybe Tucker goes to whatever. Will Smith, Max Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez, Tommy Edman, and Andy Pages. That's disgustingly gross. And and look, I mean, we're not even talking about their rotation.
We know. We remember the World Series.
Disgustingly gross. And this is the super team. This is the
dude.
Super
I've
team.
actually genuinely you see this in basketball. I'm not a huge NBA guy, but you see this in basketball because there's only 5 starters, right? It's a lot easier to amass 3 superstars, because if you get 3 superstars, well, now you have a super team, and now you can go and you can win the chip, and everybody's like, oh my gosh. They have 15 superstars. How is that a thing?
Because
and you look at look up and down the line. This is here. Can I see this for a second? Look up and down. Look at this. Where did they all come from? There is one team, one guy.
2.
That was sorry, 2. I forgot on Pages. 2 guys in their lineup that are homegrown. Everyone else. Look, and Yoshi, but Yoshi came from Japan, so he wasn't homegrown from LA. Also, same also with Roki. Those are big, so they're LA, but not really.
Hold on, Max, Andy, not counting the Japanese players because they came from Japan.
And Sheehan.
Sheehan was homegrown, drafted. So you got, 4 if you count Dalton, and then in their pen, 5, the worst guy. They have 5 homegrown guys
on a roster of 26 people.
On the roster of 26 people. That is absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. And again, because I know there's Dodger fans in here. I would be over the moon happy, and you should be too. Because I get the now satisfaction of watching the next 10 years of just amazing baseball, and every year it's World Series or bust. It's a shitty year if we lose in the World Series. It's just a normal year actually if you win the World Series.
If you're a Dodger fan?
If you're a Dodger fan. So enjoy it. Have fun. It's going to be awesome. Whereas now Blue Jay fans, you're going to have to play with your heart and soul and be gritty as hell and have miraculous seasons like we did last year to stand a chance.
Also, I see people in the chat saying cry, and I mean, guys, that's kind of what we're doing right now. We have the platform, and we are going to complain about this.
It sucks.
So, I am going to complain about it, man. That's the way of it.
back to back off seasons of just losing to the Dodgers because they got the money and they can't. And look, Toronto's got money. We have seen that they got money. They can't beat the Dodgers though.
I really want to know what the offer was from Toronto.
I do.
How competitive were we? How close are we? If that's the short-term deal, of course $400 million wouldn't cut it long-term.
Of course not. Again, because I mapped it out. If you do opt out at age 30, you could easily, and if you're performing how Kyle Tucker's performing, you could easily, with the inflation in the markets, how they're developing,
it's going now,
you could do another short-term deal if you really want. Do another $240 million for 6 years, $300 million for 4 years. You could easily end up with more than $400 million by the time it's all said and done.
100%.
So I completely understand, and I don't blame them.
Get the luxury of having multiple choices involved. So there's the 2-year, then there's the 4-year. Hey, maybe he goes over there. He doesn't like the culture. He doesn't like the vibe. That's not going to happen because it's LA. But who knows? Maybe his family doesn't like LA.
Yeah.
Well, now you have the option. Whereas with Toronto, I'm assuming it being the longer term deal. well, you're here forever, and you're gonna suck it up, and you're gonna learn to like it type thing. I get why he made that. I understand.
I get it.
And I'm not gonna hold this against Kyle Tucker. I'm not gonna think he's a shitty person for choosing the easy choice.
The best team in the league.
It's the easy choice. They're giving you $60 million a year. They're giving you the flexibility to go to free agency again in 2 years or wait it out for 4 years.
Yeah.
It's LA. It's an awesome city to begin with, geographically speaking. You're probably going to win at least one ring over there.
Yep.
I get it. I do. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
I am pissed off.
I saw a comment in the live chat being like, wow, I can't believe we're giving these players quarterback money now. And it's like, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And that is actually,
money.
it is getting, this is why I think it's getting to the point of stupidity. Kyle Tucker, great player, awesome player, gets paid more than, I think, every quarterback in NFL.
Is Dak at 60? I think Dak's at 60, right?
Dak, I think that there might be one or two guys that are at 60, but you're telling me that Kyle Tucker does more for his team than any of Patrick Mahomes, any of these people? I mean, he just doesn't.
That's how crazy the market is right now. Like it's stupid. And the thing is, the Dodgers, the reason why they can do it is because they're just gonna make all of that money back and then some.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It's monopoly money.
It doesn't. It's not real. That's why it's so stupid.
No worries. We'll win. We'll get another, hundreds of millions, maybe a billion dollars of revenue when it's Ohtani and it's Yoshi and it's Tucker in the World Series and we're winning again.
Yeah, absolutely. And also you had Ken Rosendahl come out with a little bit more details here. Sources confirm Tucker deal with Dodgers is 4 years, $240. We knew that, with opt-outs after years 2 and 3. Even more choices for the guy.
Wow.
You want to stay in one more year? Maybe you had a little bit of an injury? No problem. Opt right back in and you can go and test the market again at age 31, which many people still do.
Yeah.
It's an incredible deal for Kyle Tucker. I totally get it.
Let it be known.
Yeah.
GG Dodgers fans.
Good job.
That's awesome. You guys should feel great about it. We're bitter. And we're allowed to be.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we are. Listen, I can say
Sure.
GG to you and also be upset about it.
Absolutely.
Those two things
Absolutely.
can be real. It sucks, but now let's take a moment and look at where Toronto can go from here because we missed. we lost.
We missed out again on the number one free agent.
We lost to the Dodgers again.
And
now it's time to figure out, where do we pivot, or do we even pivot? This is the lineup as it stands today. Okamoto down there batting 7th. All the usual suspects up there at the top. No Bo Bichette though. And that's now at this is where it is. Is Toronto going to be capable of re-engage and also willing? Are they going to be willing and capable to re-engage in the Bo Bichette sweepstakes after spending the last 2 months? I don't want to say giving him the cold shoulder because I don't know what the conversation is, but very clearly prioritizing somebody else.
I think they're certainly capable. Willing, is the question because, Dan Riccio came on our podcast, our live stream earlier. He made a good point. Okamoto's there now.
Yeah.
That infield is full. What are you going to do? Bench Ernie Clement? You can't do that. You can't bench Andres Jimenez. You're paying him. You eventually will pay him $20 million per year. Yeah, that's an investment, and you traded for that guy. For that reason, I don't know if you can really jump back in and convince yourselves to ship him the bag that the Phillies are already willing to give him. The Phillies are ready to give him that money, and I don't know if you're going to do it. The other question that people brought up before or earlier today was, if you miss out on Tucker, what about Cody Bellinger? Cody Bellinger's a pretty good defender. He would fit in pretty well. He's versatile, can play first, can play outfield. The last 3 years have been more consistent, but are the Blue Jays going to value that on a longer-term deal? I don't know. Maybe. What are your thoughts on a Cody Bellinger pivot?
I don't know, because it felt like they were so in on Kyle Tucker, and we haven't heard much out of the Blue Jays camp other than they feel good about the team as it is. He said that we feel good about the team as it is. Now, Tucker, you can convince yourself on taking away playing time from other individuals because he is so good. He's overwhelmingly, he's just incredible. He's at par with Vladdy, if not even maybe a little bit better. You could make that argument. So you could obviously warrant benching Nathan Lucas and benching others to make that happen. And I do feel the same way about Bo and the same way about Bellinger, but certainly not to the same extent. And do the Jays feel that Bo Bichette is so overwhelmingly better than some of the other current guys that they have on the roster that they want to go and they want to potentially try to invest $250 million into him? He would be awesome here. We know how good he's been in the past. We know that he likes Toronto and that he'd love to stay and play with Vladdy, but are they willing to go that high? Because I think that's what it's going to take right now with the way that the market is going and with the fact that the Phillies and him feel like a really nice match. I don't know if they're going to be willing to do that.
It's honestly, we're going to have to wait and see because, Bo, I kind of brought up before, it is interesting that Bo has not signed yet. Like, if you want to go with the Phillies, just freaking go with the Phillies. So, you know what I mean? Like, that felt like the clear and obvious choice. Now, Tucker's out of the picture for the Jays. Is he waiting for them to come back at all, if at all? I don't know. Now, I got a dono in here from Revald with a $5 dono saying, I expect the Jays will pivot to Bellinger. They need to fill the spot, and there are no good outfield free agents the next 2 years. I mean, and if you go to Bellinger, Mets are going to be there. Mets are looking for an outfielder. But certainly the Yankees will too. So are you willing to beat those guys? You're going to be another bidding war right there. So I think they're gonna do something. Like, they're gonna probably call them up and say, well, okay, what is the current standing offer? What is it gonna match what we can eventually offer you? It's gonna suck though. I don't know where exactly they go, but all I know is that they're comfortable with the roster, and I wouldn't be surprised if they just walk into the season like this. That's the other reality.
Yeah,
it could be the free agent headhunting could be done. They're gonna check. But I don't know if they're going to spend all that power, all that financial power, if they don't really need to. Because, like you said, Kyle Tucker was a game changer you'd have for the next 10 years. You're not going to give 10 years to any of these other guys. So that's where we're at. It's a
big swing, man. Yeah. I'm not going to lie, guys. It's a really big swing because we were thinking that Tucker could maybe be the guy that replaces George Springer.
Yeah. That's something too. That's
obviously not going to happen.
Bellinger could be that guy.
Bellinger could be. I don't know if they feel that way about him. I don't, honestly, if I'm being honest with you. I like Bellinger. I do. I would like him on this team, but
I like him if he did the same thing he did last year, but for 3 more years.
Right.
Like that's what you'd want. And that's why I don't think anyone's offering him a long-term deal.
Because they don't know.
They don't know.
It's not. That's the consistency that Tucker had is hey, when I am on the field, I am a top 15 hitter in the sport, and that's why he's getting paid what is still too much money, but a ton of money. It's $60 million a year. Shout out to a couple of these donations that we have in here. Michael with a $10 donation, not saying anything. I guess he's just mute at this point. I understand that. Kind of just want to curl up into a ball and forget. True North Strong and Free, $279 donation. I've got 50 Okamoto outperforms Tucker next year. I think that's $50 that's going up in smoke, brother.
That's tough. If he does, we'll be screaming, who needs it?
Yeah, and I will happily shove that straight back into everybody's face, but I certainly could not believe it right now, man.
Well, moral of the story, guys, it sucks. This definitely sucks. We spent literally 2 months chasing down this dude. It felt like, at least with the amount of content we produced around him. And now we got to do either a hard pivot straight into 2026 spring training or into a Bo Bichette reunion that seems unlikely, or a complete wild card in Cody Bellinger. That's where the Blue Jays are at right now. Other than that, that's kind of the offseason. That sucks.
And admittedly, incredible offseason for the pitchers.
Of course.
Great offense, or a great offseason for the pitchers. And even if the offseason finishes as it is right now, I think I was sitting at an A-.
Yeah.
Like
I still get an A-.
You did a really good job. You took a bit of a step back from the offense, but you took some major strides forward with the starting pitching and the bullpen. So it's still a really good offseason, but yeah, it's a dagger when all winter long it's Toronto is the favorite. Toronto is the Dodgers. No one was even talking about them.
They were silent but deadly.
And that's what we were worried about. Because we'd seen this goddamn movie before. I said, I'm not worried about the Mets. I'm worried about the Dodgers. And here they were. They did it again.
Man, I feel like I'm becoming an expert, and this is going to be really sad to say. I feel like I'm becoming an expert at being used as leverage, as the play. Not saying we did, but like the Mets were being used as leverage. So we all sniffed it out. We're like, they're being used as leverage.
Yeah.
And we knew the teams that were legit, which were Toronto. But even Toronto was being a little bit leaked, like they want a long-term deal. So Dodgers said, well, F you Mets, F you Blue Jays. We're going to put it all together and slap on an extra $10 million.
Yeah, because you didn't hear a single thing from the Dodgers camp, right? You heard the Mets were, fuck, it's all hindsight. It's all hindsight. But it's, you hear from the Mets, $50 million, 4 years, very clear cut.
Yep.
Like you said, you hear from the Blue Jays, not the monetary thing, but Toronto, longer offer.
Yep.
Not a single thing out of the Dodgers camp. Nobody had, and that's why people were starting to put them on the back burner, because you didn't hear anything.
No, yeah.
But they were always there. They were always there.
Think about it. $50 million for 4 years. How about $60 million for 4 years per year? Like that was it. That was literally the leverage play. And they bid it, and then they
did it.
And they did it.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, guys, tomorrow. Looks like we're back to regular routine. No plane watching for us tomorrow. That's what we were anticipating. We're going to be back to our usual schedule, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. After we collect all our thoughts, we're going to break it down, what is next for the Blue Jays. And I assume there'll probably be some more information leaked about, hopefully, what the Blue Jays were offering, because I would really love to know what was the final offer, if it was competitive or not.
Yeah, for real. If you haven't already done so, please hit that like, smash that subscribe button. Let us know your thoughts about all this in the comments down below. Peter here with a $2 donation. I'm going to eat my baseball out of rage. That'll teach them. That'll show them.
You know what? I feel you.
I get it, man. I do want to
eat some.
I just want to. I want to do so. There's nothing we can do. Nothing we can do, man.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you tomorrow here on Blue Jays Today. Hit that like button, smash the subscribe button. Thank you to all of our YouTube members. You guys are amazing.
As always,
go Jays, go!